professionals, and here are the titles of each of the quadrants. We're going to start with insightful learning because this is all about you. And during the course of your career, you start as an individual contributor. You start as somebody who has tasks that you have to accomplish and that people are monitoring whether or not you're doing well. And the reason you become a manager and supervisor is because you've done this really, really well. But once you're a manager or supervisor or somebody's boss, this has to go to a different level. It's not just about you and managing your work anymore. It's about you understanding who you are as a manager and supervisor and continuing to learn and to grow and to develop, because it's not about your work and managing your work. It's about the team. The team is how you go from me to we. And trusted relationships is all about the team, because a team can't work successfully together until there's some amount of trust and interpersonal guidance that is happening between the supervisor and that team. So we'll travel first from me to we and then to us, which is all about agile innovation, going beyond you and your department and the team and thinking about the enterprise, all of Sun Country Airlines. How do you work within the entire context of this company, and how does Sun Country look at the competition, the industry? So we go from me to we to us, and our final landing place is quality execution and the customer or client. So this will be an important quadrant as well, because all of us love in the travel, tourism, and hospitality industry to believe we all work directly for the passenger. And the truth of the matter is, yes, everything that we do comes down to pushing out those planes and providing the safest and best passenger experience possible. However, the reality is day to day, unless you're a call center station agent, a flight attendant, a portion of the pilot role, or what's the other role? Station agent, thank you. I was like, what is the other one that I'm missing? You rarely interact with a passenger. You rarely interact with a passenger. So what does that mean? That means that you have a customer or a client that you work for. That really is who you work for every single day. And the most sobering example we've had so far in these days of manager-supervisor training was crew scheduling. And crew scheduling realized, oh my gosh, we are completely interdependent as each other's customers with crew and crew scheduling. But we don't always like crew every day. We don't always get along. And so we'll be landing at, who is your customer, who is your client, even though we all ultimately know we work for the passenger. So that's how we're going to travel today. That's our journey around the compass through each of the quadrants, from me to we, from we to us, and from us to the customer. So any questions about that at all? Just a general overview. So our legs will be tired. We'll be traveling around. But first we want to introduce someone named Herschel.
So meet Herschel. Herschel is a fictional character that we created over the course of the last 8 months to really spend the day here with you. Because what we've realized is that in being a Sun Country Airline boss, supervisor, manager, employee, there's a lot of things that you're probably coming here today with questions, concerns, hoping to learn. And so Herschel's also has some of those questions, concerns, and things he wants to learn. So you will see throughout the exercises and throughout our conversation today that Herschel's going to be part of those. And you'll see him in the material, you'll see him on the slides. And our hope by the end of today is that not only will Herschel feel much more confident in being a manager and a boss by what he's learned here today, but our hope is that also you, when you leave here today, also feel that level of confidence, or at least better equipped and better informed to move forward in your day-to-day job. So let's learn a little bit about Herschel. He's a Sun Country Airline employee. You know that by the logo on his shirt. He's been with the organization for 10 years. So what does that mean? That means that, you know, when he started 10 years ago, the organization looked very different than it did today, or does today. And so he has seen lots of change and lots of opportunity. Some people say whether it's change, whether it's opportunity. He's not sure. He's not sure. He's also not sure what the next 10 years is going to hold. But regardless, he's dedicated. He's dedicated to his job, he's dedicated to his team, he's dedicated to his organization. He wants to do the right thing. I want to go to the right thing. He wants to do the right thing. He wants to do his job well, and he wants to do well by his employees. But he's a little confused about what that looks like moving forward, because what got him here to this point might not be what gets him to the next 2, 5, 10 years. But when he sits back and realizes, all in all, he's excited. He's excited about what lies ahead of him, and he's excited to know that the organization supports him as a manager and a supervisor, and will continue to provide him with resources and equip him with information so that he doesn't have to be out there being a boss all by himself. He'll have the support of others on the HR team, as well as through your technology systems. And so he knows that he can be confident moving forward, not only starting today, but in the next years ahead. Here's the journey, and Mia's going to talk about the journey that not only Herschel has taken over the years, but some of you might relate to as well.
Thanks, Karen. So hopefully you've all seen this. It was first introduced during